the mayor, unless there is another people focused candidate who has the experience, the knowledge, the wisdom, and the successful track record, as I do, in addressing the needs of all in need in their time of need. So it's anyone that breathes or any being that breathes, whether it's an animal, a bird, a bee, whether it's a tree or a plant, anything that needs the breath to live. And plants do need the breath. They need the air. The breath is the air. The air. And if we all need the air, then what do we all in common? The air is what we all share. That's why we should always not kill and spare, but love and share. Because the LOVE, that's me, the law of values, equality. And the breath you breathe and I breathe is distributed equally. And we breathe and we circulate the same breath. That's why pigmentation, separation, geographical place of conception, sexual orientation, religious preferences, or whatever it is, those don't matter. It's the breath of life that matters. And that's why I oppose those who label and say they're black, white, German, Italian, Greek. Say I'm human. And I have an heritage or a culture or a place of conception. But don't say you're any of those first. Because that means human is less. I'm human. So to say you are any of those without identifying yourself as a human first is to say you're anti-human. Anti-humans don't give their fellow humans a helping when they can. Love is the light. Now, to the purpose of why we started this video, and it's the law enforcement, LAW. Leave well, and you are there to enforce the law that is written to what God told us to subject ourselves to. Be subjected to the governing authority and respect the law. And if you feel the governing authority was wrong, then you take it above the law, which is the Charter of Rights of the God Almighty. But you individuals who are hired, 5,000 plus, could be 6,000 more, with less being done, except to try and serve what you think. The law is not what you think. The law is written, so you will know. So it's what is known and what is fact is a disgrace to any law and all law that Peter, Petrarkuczk, would have blatantly disrespect the law the way he did by laying false criminal charges in a fire that nearly killed my two cats and nearly killed me and my dog, and could have probably killed everybody in the building or burned down the building if we and the dog did not act swiftly, and if we didn't press that alarm, and if we did not went and notify people. When the fire department showed up, they went to the 7th floor and the fire's on the 9th floor. Well, we don't normally go to when you go to the floor so you can put the fire out. Why would you go 2 floors down and the fire burn? From the photos I've seen, if the fire department did not do that, my two cats probably would be alive if they're dead, right? Because they all try to tell me your cats were burnt up, your whole place was burnt up, you don't want to go back. And then you threaten the dog I had rescued from an abuse. Rescue this dog, and then you charge me for cruelly endangering animals, but this dog's going to Humane Society. She turns 14 this year, I find out, and she was in another fire where it was caused by the same thing. Lithium battery being plugged in. And this, they're fine. It might be wired right, but look to the cover. But look at all the photos, you'll see how the wiring was. And in here in the kitchen, when we asked about the current shower, where it's supposed to be the maintenance, this thing was turning on. The guy came to fix this. I tell him about this. I told him I had to turn off the breaker. Now, an electrical, they try to say I caused with a cigarette. This. And did it in 15 minutes with this. And And I would still smoke cigarettes, doy. And that was the only thing that's not evidence because that's what I told him what happened. So Khrushchev, there was zero evidence. You charge someone for arson and danger act with zero evidence. Imagine that. And then they promoted him. Oh, we found out possibly why. Because you didn't know that Mr. Kevin Clark, your candidate for mayor in 2026, blackballed by the media, put the police on trial and their overseer, the OIPRD, now known as LECA, in the Superior Court of Ontario at the same time. Turned out that when they laid these charges unlawfully was to try and get me to end the case because it turned out the courts had ruled in our favor because we put the police on trial and their overseer on corruption that they did not serve the people's interest. They only served whoever they were involved. And the courts ruled in our favor, sent it back to LECA. I found that out in the email after 8 months I was out on the streets, nearly froze to death, and had my flesh ripped out by 8 cops, handcuffed and shackled for over 50 minutes. During rush hour on the Gardner Lakeshore, I had to rush through 4 lanes of traffic because I was going to take a shit. And the cop says, hey, if you're called homeless, if you're called less, and you want to take a shit, and I don't want to talk to you, you got to talk to me first and shit your pants. Yep, that was his grounds. Imagine that. When I told the guy about this, he said, oh, let me take a look at it. Normally before this fire, when the electrical thing nearly killed me, and then I was became a fugitive for it and charged and all this, right, nearly killed me and all that, and went through all sorts of fires in the street. Before when he said, let me look at it, like the other guy did in the socket there before it blew up, turned out he was a maintenance guy. I says, hold it, you have an electrical license? And then at that point he says, oh, you have to report it to housing. But normally they would have tried to repair it. Maintenance people who fix sockets that does not have an electrical tool on it, who would in turn want to fix an electrical. No, you have to have an electrical license to work with electrical. Because this is a life or death situation. Housing, don't secure that. Imagine that. Kevin Clark for mayor.